Hey guys, a profile pop-up here for Ahmad. Now, tag us in what you're about and show your experience. These are the things I want to get into right here. Let's start with the basics, something that's really elemental but very key that you've got to make sure of. The fact that I put in your name and right here I chose your name, or if I just hit enter actually, I will get to that page I was just on, but I want to show you first. If I had been typing in your name, I see that much. Project manager, project something. So it's great that I get to know you're a PM right away, but there's probably more you could be doing. Now, let me just back up to that other result. Because we're first connections, and I believe it's even because you're the best result, I've seen this happen before, it starts to show you a little bit more. Notice it's still cut off on the headline, and it starts to show you a little bit more of your about section. But the problem you're having right here is you've got two other people minimum that have the exact same name. Now, they may not be in the exact area, so that's a good thing, but it's hard to say. What it's telling me, there's 208 results that have that name. I would watch out for that, and if you are a PM and maybe you've got your PMP, maybe add that into your name or add just a middle initial. Again, why? You don't want to be taking too much time or too much space actually up with your name. You want to get as much in a situation like that to show of your profile as you can. Now, that said, your picture is nice in the fact that you're smiling and looking right at us and it's professional attire. What I don't like is I'm seeing cars and busyness all around you. You want to have a plain background. Otherwise, everything about that was great. It's zoomed in. You could zoom in a little bit more just so that we see more of your face in those small situations like this where that's all we get. But man, that was a little bonus, something I always like to say. The picture is so important. Why, guys? Backing up right there. This is why. You've got the picture, you've got your name, and you've got your headline. This is how key that stuff is because it goes with you everywhere. Now, getting into the idea of tagging us in, the tag idea that I meant was a tag line. You've got project manager, project management, senior technical consultant. Well, that to me says maybe you're more of a technical project manager. In 3 words, that's what I see with that. But I don't know what you're good at with it. I don't know what results you've done with it. I don't know how you can help me with that. Do you save money? Do you get things done on time, under budget? I don't know. But just saying those typical duties isn't enough either. That's where the idea of a tagline comes in. Now, getting into your showing what you're about, you've got a great quote here. You know, we resist our passions. It's more through the weakness from our strength. That's great, but how does it relate about you? What is it that you're saying with this that ties into you? And notice, because you have a blank line right after it, it cut it off. You get even less showing there than you might otherwise. So all we're getting is that quote. Are we inclined to want to tap and go in here and see more things? So that's the big question you have. And here you're getting into it more. I enjoy. This is great. Now you're telling us more about you. And that's great. So maybe that quote as an example could be at the very end. If someone has read this much more, put the quote down here and then give them an enticement to say, do you want to see how? Then read more of my profile, right? See how I do this, then, my passion, read the rest of my profile. That might be a good way to keep people reading if they get that far. But again, they may not get this far, right? We don't want to wait for that. We don't want to rely on it. Now, again, you've got some good background here. I enjoy learning new skills, a trial and error. But I don't want to know trial and error, for example, or that you learn new skills. I want to know what you've done with the skills you have. So here, again, you're talking experience. But obviously project management, you've got an extra dot there, be careful of typos. Team player, estimating, so these are great core competencies, but again, and that's great, I'm sorry I keep saying again, I want to see the results. What have you done with these things? These are wonderful. They're very good to have up front and early on, especially like on a resume, but you want to be telling me the results. You've got all this room on LinkedIn. Tell me the results. Attract me into this about section. Now, the last thing I want to say, speaking of results, in here, this is good. You delivered projects, established, so you got kind of the idea, but you need numbers. I want to see metrics. I want to see numbers on this. Now, getting into more on results in your current experience, here, upgrade, promotion, project manager manages, so that's a current job, that's fine, through all phases. Okay, so you're describing the role is the way I read that. Description of duties, I don't want duties per se, that's expected in the title. Provide frequent reports to management, for example, that's understood. You better be doing that as a project manager. I want to know what you've done with it. I want to know how you've saved the company money, how you've managed a project that was going off, just that kind of stuff. Now here, project coordinator, you were there 8 months. A project coordinator will work closely with customers. Again, you're telling us the title. You're telling us the duties, the expected things. Here, there's no spacing. Then you jump into a bullet. Project management staff to deliver, allocate, managed. That's, manage a major internal product enhancements. That's good. Like what? Tell me more. Improving this. Now there's a result. You're getting towards a result. Internal processing. Give us the number behind it. So you've got a lot of information here. There we go. Managed 100 different projects daily. That's amazing. Don't bury that down here. But that's at least going to draw me in, and then get more of that. Okay, get more of the results, and then back it up. Don't just state a great, fantastic result, but have nothing that proves it. You do need to follow up as well. Here we go, 65 modules. I tap on it. I see a lot of keywords. I see a lot of text. And there's no break here in the reading. So give us a break in the reading. Give us a break in having to dig for your results and your accomplishments. And make sure, though, that we know in an instant, you've got seconds, in an instant, what you offer for us and why we would hire you. That's my profile pop-up for you today, Ahmad. I hope it helped. Please let me know in the comments. Please engage so that other people can see what you thought and get ideas about their profile. Thanks so much.